Well, hello everyone. How are you today? It's Sharon here from the blog I Restore Stuff. Let me know if you're tuning in and watching the replay. I'd love to hear where you're tuning in from. If you are watching the replay, you can comment the word replay for a chance to win a prize in the 24 hours after our live is finished. But right now we are live, and let me know where you're watching from as I look to see where I can find my comments here on our Facebook page. On my laptop beside me, I've got all my things organized for today because, guys, today is the last day that you can join the Stencil of the Month Club and order. You can join it, other times too, but today is the last day for the November Stencil of the Month Club set. So hello, Elisa and Diana and Dawn, you're all here. Lovely to see. I say familiar faces, but really familiar names because I don't see your faces. But don't forget, guys, as you're watching, you can use my code I Restore Stuff on the regular Stencil site, but hold on to that thought because I don't know if you have heard or noticed, but we just got notification this morning that Essential Stencil will be having a Black Friday sale this weekend. So Friday and Saturday only. You can use my code to add on to the already hugely discounted sale, which is going to be 35% off site-wide. Then you use my code I Restore Stuff and you get a further 10%. So that's this Friday and Saturday only Black Friday sale. Woohoo! I've posted about that on my page, and also in the description of this live I've added the information about that here as well. So Brenda says you're going to love it. Was there someone new to Essential Stencils watching our live right now? If you are new, let us know, because we'd love to know when our fellow crafters out there haven't tried stenciling before. Kimberly has sprinkled. Thank you so much for sprinkling and sharing our live. You can share that anytime during the live and jump right back into where we're up to. I'm going to be stenciling a t-shirt today. So this is one that my husband was getting rid of. In fact, it was just in the outgoing pile. Does anyone have one of those piles that go, yes, let's send some more off to the thrift store? Yes, so the details are in the link, in my description of the live. But you will also know that our Stencil of the Month Club set, which I'm going to show you and use today for November, is just amazing. I can't wait to show you. And you've probably seen some of the ambassadors use this week, but today or tomorrow? Tomorrow, I think. It's Thursday there. I think it's Friday, whatever the 20th is. 20th is Thursday, right? I get confused because I'm in Australia. It's Thursday here, but it's Wednesday night for you guys. So Thursday, the 20th, is the last day that you can order. Let's just say do it now, guys. Last day to join the Stencil of the Month Club at 50% off your first month if you use my code I Restore Stuff. This is just one of the designs you'll get this month. So you get 1, 2, where's my third? You get 3 designs. This is helpful if I use the black background so you can sort of see what they are. 3 in the set plus an add-on, which you don't want to miss because I've seen already some of the ambassadors use this set. So this is the add-on. It's optional to add that on. All the details are at stencilofthemonthclub.com. But don't forget to use my code I Restore Stuff. If you're new to stenciling, you will love the Stencil of the Month Club. You get shipped directly to your door 3 stencils like this, plus the add-on, the 4th bonus add-on if you opt for the add-on each month. But this is going to be fun. Look, we've got a sunflower down the bottom, and I feel like that's Daisy at the top. Anyone else agree? What do you think that is? Sunflower and Daisy. And which is also featured on the add-on here. I love those words: hope, strong, faith, gratitude, believe. And then we've got, of course, our she is strong words, Proverbs 31:25. Grow in grace, be the change you want to see in the world, and be the reason someone smiles today. I'm going to be choosing from one of these two to add on my t-shirt today. plus a half a flower, which is going to be so much fun. So let's see. Yes, Leanne says this new set is so versatile. So remember, we've just changed things up in the Stencil of the Month Club recently. And so the club has been closed all month to new members. So now is the time to let new people know. If you haven't joined the club yet, 7 days it has been that you've been able to join the club. Tomorrow is the last day that you can join and get this November set before the club closes again. And then we open it up again for the December set. Did I say December? Oh my goodness. So Diane's asking, where do you go to check out the club? Stencilofthemonthclub.com, and Essential Stencil will put the link in the pinned comment. But if you wanted to, you could go to the description of my live here. When the live is finished, if you like, just check out the description, and I've got all of the details there and a link that you can just click on the link, go straight to the Stencil of the Month Club. You can see the different subscription options. I think there's 1, 3, 6 months, 12 months, something like that. You can try it out for a month using my code to get you 50% off. Cindy says, so how much would it cost half off? So Cindy, you'll just have to click on the link because there's 3 different subscription options. It's stencilofthemonthclub.com, and you can see all those options there. And so just have a look. So it'll show you what 1 month will be, I think, and then you can figure that out half off. Love the new stencils, Pam is saying. Yes, so excited to get these. Now, a little sneak peek of the packaging. It came in this month. I don't know if you'll get the same, but I was happy with that, and it came last month in this as well. But I've just pulled apart my packaging. I'm going to use this for some fun ideas for craft, because that came all the way to Australia, rather flat, with no big bends, crinkles, wrinkles. I don't know if you always get things delivered so nicely in the mail, but they're pretty good, coming all the way here to not get too bent. I've torn off this part. I'm going to use that for just my offloading today, because if you know anything about stenciling, if not, you'll learn here today. And I'm using this to go inside the t-shirt that I'm going to use. Let me just point this down here. Cheryl says, can't wait to get them. Yes, so, and if you haven't already, the opt-in for the add-on is really worth it this month. So I'm going to pop this cardboard into my t-shirt just so that when we're stenciling, that paint doesn't go through to the other side. But usually I stencil so lightly with the brush that it's not enough to kind of go through to the other side, but just in case, we'll pop that there. So that's going to be big enough for my stencil design. I need to turn this around so you guys can see it up the right way. So let's do that. And see, this is a great one to practice on. Practice on something that a t-shirt that you're about to get rid of. You know, if you want to practice your stenciling, some of those t-shirts that you're going to throw out to the thrift store, or the op shops, we would call them here in Australia. So this is the Stencil of the Month Club set, and we've got these 3 sayings. I do love that she is strong. There are so many different ways that you can do this. So we can do this way with a word underneath. We can do this sunflower with the grow in grace on top. So many different fun ways. And look, I love that these they just have this flourish at the end, which could almost be like a stem for a flower. So I feel like you could also do a stem coming down from a flower. I don't know. Play with them, guys. Play with them. Have some fun. But we're going to use one of these today. And of course, these ones this is the add-on. You could use these as a stem for the flower. So, you know, you put the word believe, and here's the end of the stem, and you can pop it on the flower like this, or on this flower. You know, you can match up your words to the different flowers, this being the stem that it grows on. So grow in gratitude, grow in your belief, your faith, strong, hope. Lovely fun words there. Okay, leaving that aside, we're going to work on my Stencil of the Month Club first, but I really was hoping to have some fun with one of the brand new premium wooden pine houses. Aren't they cute? So I'll do that in a minute. Stay tuned for the end of our live because we do have prizes, and join in the discussion to actually win any of those prizes. But I'm going to be doing this one a little later on. I've painted one red. I'll show you that soon. But just to compare the house with the other wooden house that comes with a roof, so we've got both of those. So that's the size comparison there, but I'll show you that again in a minute. Now, all of those fun things are included in the Black Friday sale happening this Friday and Saturday. VIP, there's a secret code to get in. The site will be locked and you need the secret code to get in. Isn't that going to be fun? It just sounds like so much fun. I think I'd like to do a sunflower. I'm going to do a sunflower and be the reason someone smiles today. I think I'll do that. So what I'm going to do is put this here and the other half, which they've made, see how the sets all coordinate with each other, and they've made these purposely so that it's exactly the right size for the sunflower if you're using that word or that word, and same with the daisy. So I'm going to kind of eyeball the center and put this one just a little off center. Remember, this is a t-shirt that my husband was going to throw out, so let me just direct this a little bit further this way. And I've got a piece of cardboard there under as the backing, so I'm kind of, t-shirt, you know how they sort of warp over time? I think the neck is kind of a bit skew-if. All right, so we're going to just kind of think about that. That's probably going to be the center. So I want the sunflower on this side and the words on the other side. I'm just going to add a bit of painter's tape to the edge here. Stop my design moving around too much. We're not too close to the edges here, so I don't have to worry about my brush getting in there. Hello everybody, I'm just going to check comments every now and then to see how you're all going over there. Thank you, Sue, for sharing. I love it. On the t-shirt, do you have to use ink? Cindy, I'm going to just be using ordinary furniture paint, so you can just use that. And I'm going to try and do a little bit of, I don't know, ombre kind of blending. Let's have a go at that. I can't remember. I think I've done it before. So we've got some essential stencil brushes here, which are always great to use. Now they come in 4 different sizes. If you don't have the brush set yet, wait and hold on to the thought of ordering them today. Order them Friday, Saturday during the VIP Black Friday sale, and use my code IRestoreStuff to get another 10% off the already massively discounted sale that's going to be happening. Okay, I'm going to start with this mustard color, and I'm just using Fusion Mineral Paint here. I do have an affiliate code that I can give you if you would like that. Just let me know in the comments. Thank you, Judy, for sprinkling the love. And I'm going to be, I've just shaken up this paint. Now I've painted so much on t-shirts and fabric and tea towels and pillowcases and all of that kind of thing. And let me just put this up. You can see my face and the design at the same time. I've done a lot of stenciling on fabric, and all you have to do is iron it, and with a hot dry iron, or pop it in the dryer for about 15 minutes, and it'll set the paint. Okay, I'm going to dip my brush in. I'm using the large one because we've got a large surface here. I do have another large one over here, so I can use that as well. It helps sometimes to have a second set just in case you need the extra brushes when you're painting a few different colors. So I've dipped that paint into the brush, but you can see it's got a large blob there. I'm going to wipe that off, dipped the brush into the paint. Did I say that the wrong way around? Wiping that off on the edge, and I've got my cardboard from the packaging here that I'm just recycling to offload my paint. Now that looks like there's hardly anything on the brush, but see how that turns out here. We may need a little bit more paint on our brush. And I'm blotting today because if I do my usual swirly kind of method, the t-shirt fabric, it tends to kind of scrumple and swirl and so on within here. So I want to make that a bit more pouncy so that it actually goes on. Now it's not going too dark there, so I do have to point this down, because if you're reading the comments at the same time, I realize that it probably isn't seeing what I'm doing, isn't showing what I'm doing as well. So I'm just going to do it again, offload that excess onto the side so we don't waste a whole bunch of paint. I should probably do this off camera here, because if I do that, sometimes it splatters and it will spray over my shirt, over the t-shirt. So yes, Sonia uses the packaging as well to offload. I'm just going to go over that again, just adding a little bit more thickness to the colour, and I'm going to come out here to the sunflower. I do have a second stencil that I want to do today. I mean, on a second project I want to do today. So using one of the little mini wood houses, if you didn't hear that earlier, I'm just going to add a little bit more. And this time I'm going to offload it onto here, just to add a bit more. Add a bit more sunflower. So yes, don't go anywhere, because that'll be fun. So this is the colour Mustard, and it's just a furniture paint, fusion mineral paint. And if you use any acrylic based paint, you can get special fabric paints, and if you want to get those, by all means do that. But I've found fusion to be really good with being able to paint on fabric and washing it. I've washed several stencil projects lots of times. I'm just going to use a wet cloth in case I want to use this again later to wrap my brush in if I want to use that same paint colour. Alternatively, you can use a little plastic bag. Okay, grabbing my second colour now. This is the colour Little Star by Fusion again. I will try and catch some of your questions and comments, but we do have some people who are also experienced stencilers in the comments quite often, who can add their 2 cents worth of tips and things. But I do love to go back afterwards, after I finish the live, and answer any questions that you might have. Tammy says she uses Deco Art fabric paint, and you love it. Yes, so there are some good fabric paints out there. Yeah, these brushes are really good. Okay, I've got a lot on my paintbrush. The yellow, I'm just going to offload a lot of the paint onto this little thing here. Let me see if I can get it where you can see it, onto my cardboard. And I've still got a bit of a blob there that I can use in a minute. And I'm going to just blend that around, giving it a good old whack today. Oh, hi Sue. Sue says she's glad she caught me doing a stencil on the t-shirt today. I'm going to go right to the tips, but then I want to blend a little bit of white there on the tips, just for something fun too. Yeah, so if I did do that swirly method that I usually do, it'll probably wrinkle the t-shirt, and it sort of gets, it doesn't work as well, I've found. I don't mind those little stipply look, but the fabric will soak up the paint a little bit, so if you're noticing that, just wait till it dries a bit more and go over it again with a second coat. So much fun painting t-shirts. And then you've got a t-shirt that's not like anybody else's. Imagine these would be great gifts for someone at Christmas time, Christmas coming up, end of year gifts. This mustard, because I can see the black, it's on a black background, it gives a really different colour than the mustard that I thought I was doing. So I might go through and add a little bit more mustard. Adding a bit more, so I can afford to have a little bit more on my brush, I'm realising, as I do this, because I'm stippling it, and also that the t-shirt is soaking up a lot of that paint. See, if I move the brush and try to slide it, it definitely gives it a shove underneath, and you can kind of see the fabric moving. Has anyone else painted t-shirts? This is the Stencil of the Month Club for November, and you've got one more day to join the Stencil of the Month Club so that you can receive this particular design. If you do join the club, you'll also have access to all of the previous month's designs. So that's a lot of fun. You can see all the other months in the months, as long as they haven't sold out, in the Stencil of the Month Club.com shop. You can see all of the previous month's design. Plus they do have in the club shop, they do have some exclusive designs there that you won't see on the regular stencil site, essentialstencil.com. Whoop. I think it's going to stand out still, even though it looks like that's really soaking into the fabric there. I like it. It's a fun effect. Probably depending on the fabric you use too. This is cotton t-shirt. Okay, I think I just want to go over that mustard one more time. So adding that mustard color again to this center part before we go on and we add some words onto this part of the stencil here. There's a lot on that brush. Let me just wipe it off here. Oop. Rhonda says you can't wait to get this set. You love it. Thank you, Rhonda. Yes, we love to try and demo these before you get yours, so that you can see ideas of how to use them, get inspired. Now, of course, in our Stencil of the Month Club Facebook group, which you'll have access to if you join the club, there is so much inspiration there on these club sets, as well as people just showing us what they do with the regular stencils from Essentials site. So now I was going to add a little bit of white to the top tips of those, and then I'll use that white also for doing our words on here. Now, if you have just joined, there's 3 parts to this stencil set, and you can mix and match all the parts. So we've got a couple of different options for words here and here. Some great word options. Oops, sorry, I'm going to get paint everywhere if I do that. But you can see it all at stencilofthemonthclub.com. I'm using now the color Casement. Whoops, sorry, the light's shining on that, you can't see. It's a Fusion Mineral Paint color. And I'm just going to use a, what is this, a 3/4 inch brush to add to that. Oh, Laurie, make you get excited about joining. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Don't forget to use my code and you get 50% off your first month in the Stencil of the Month Club. Offloading that white, and I'm just going to add it just to a little bit of the tips here. Really don't know how this is going to turn out, but it's part of the fun. It's actually probably blending some yellow paint on the tip of my brush here, so yes, I'd hold out on buying your brushes and your wood pieces and everything, and don't forget just until Friday, Saturday, and use the clue that we give you to unlock the Essential Stencil website for their Black Friday sale coming up this weekend. Well, not the whole weekend, just Friday, Saturday. Okay, all the details for that are, excuse me, in the description of our live, sorry. Something in my throat. All right, let's see how that turned out. Oh, I love the sunflower against the black. Isn't that gorgeous? I surprise myself sometimes because I love to try things, and you know, I might as well try them here with you guys. So that's just one part of the stencil set. Oh, wow. Guys, isn't that beautiful? So we've got mustard in the middle, yellow on the outside, and then white at the ends. And you know, it didn't look to me like I had super good coverage, but I'm happy with that. I like the way that is showing. Oh, 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 oh. Dear, 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 dear. Well, that's why we practice on a t-shirt. I've got some white paint on my t-shirt. Can you see that? It's everywhere. Oh no, I'm going to spread it. Okay, if I was not on a live, I would get this in the wash immediately, because once that fusion sets, I probably have it on my hand. That's what happened. And here it is here. I feel like I'm going to spread that around. Thankfully, this is a practice t-shirt, but I might end up wearing it, you know. It could just turn out so good. All right, so as long as I get that paint off immediately, I'm good. But man, I don't know where that was, but I've just got to be careful where I'm putting my offloading cardboard here. Okay, making sure now there's no paint on the back of this. Averted, disaster averted. I should be finished with those brushes now. Just in case, we will leave them in the wet cloth. And now, what did I say I was going to do? Someone, okay, be the reason someone smiles today. Wouldn't you like to be that person? You know, if you smile, then it's highly likely that someone will smile back at you. Okay, I'm going to use the white. You could use the yellow. You could even do some shadowing here if you haven't tried shadowing yet. I have quite a few tutorials on shadowing on my YouTube channel using stencils, or right here on the Essential Stencil page. You'll go to their video section, you'll see playlists, and there's one called shadowing that you can find right there. Now I do have a tinge of yellow mixed with that white that I used before on the end of my brush. I may have to use a different, it should be okay. But I'm not going to worry about that because it doesn't matter if it comes out here. Now, if I look at this in the grand scheme of things, these words probably are a little bit wider. So if you put them over, the sunflower starts here. The words are wider here. So I probably could have started my sunflower over a little bit, but that's okay. We've got it centered here. But if you're going for the overall centering of this image, I would just shift it slightly that way. All right, let me see if I can use my tape again to tape down my design. Make sure I've got it all sorted. Whoa, nearly. I'm nearly. Kimberly says, wouldn't shadowing be hard on a shirt? Oh, it could be. You could always try. I've done it. Oh, have I done it on tea towels before? Tea towels are a little bit more dense and less kind of move around less underneath the stencil. So they're probably a little easier than t-shirts if you wanted to start on something like that. But I'm going to, once again, be blotting this or stippling it rather than swirling. You could also do a little bit of a pounce and smush. Technical term, pounce and smush, okay? Or you can just keep pouncing. But as I pounce and then wriggle it a little bit, you'll notice that you'll get a bit more paint staying in there in the fabric. So this might take a little bit more of your time to just kind of make sure it's all in there. You can always go over with a second coat. So, as I was saying before, there's 3 designs, 3 pages of stencils really. They're 16 by 12 inch stencils, nice generous size, and each stencil has a couple of different stencil ideas usually on it, and that comes directly to your door each month. So remember, the Stencil of the Month Club is only open for, I think it's today's the last day, did they say? Today is the last day. Yes, Anne, I do have a piece of cardboard underneath here to stop the paint going through, just in case it does. I don't think it will, but you just never know. So better to be safe than have a reverse sign half showing on your back, right? I am looking forward to seeing how this turns out too, because I did not make one earlier. Most of the time on my lives I just am doing things for the first time, experimenting with you and for you, so that you learn what to do and what not to do. Does your cardboard reach all the way over? I hope so. Yes, it does. My cardboard comes to here. Let's just feel that right there. Oh, let's just push it over a tad, just to be sure. There we go. Oh, look, I'm doing a little bit, getting a bit brave here, doing some swirling. That's kind of working, guys, because my fabric's not moving like I thought it would. I do love the swirling method because I feel like it goes faster. I feel like it's super fast. Offloading. Sorry if you can't see that. I just didn't dare put it onto my t-shirt because I feel like I would put some white paint on my... Oh yeah, let's just do this faster. I think the swirly method is going to be okay, although just be careful. I think I've got too much on my brush right here, which then might make some fuzzy edges underneath, and that's much harder to fix than if it was on a piece of wood, which you can sand off. You can't really sand off a t-shirt, so maybe pounce to begin with and then swirl once you've got most of that paint off your brush. And then I really want to try, what's the time? Yes, I've got time, I think. I just wanted to show you something fun that you can do with the little wooden house. The new ones, I don't know if you've seen those, but make sure you grab a couple of those when the sale's on this Friday and Saturday on the Essential Stencil site, because they make great little Christmas crafts. If you're selling Christmas crafts in your booth, or if you want to give away decorations to friends, or if you just want to make them for your own home, these little houses that I'm going to show you are so good for just popping onto a tiered tray. But guess what? I'm going to do something different, and you'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to use it as a house. That's your clue. So if you're listening, I'm about to do something fun with the little wooden mini houses, and I'm not going to use it as a little mini house. I wonder if anyone can guess what I'm going to do with it. Yes, Kimberly, you can put the flower under the words. It's a great idea. I've seen some people doing that already. You can put the flowers underneath the words, on top of the words. There's so many fun different ways that you can... Oops, I feel like I've got a little bit of fluff caught up there. It's probably cardboard from over here. I can see that it's, when I'm offloading in the same spot all the time, little piece of cardboard's getting under there. Now, I could go over this with a second coat, but just for sake of time, I'm just going to leave it as is, and then I might go over that again later after the live, once that's sort of dried. Then it's easier to do that second coat once it's dried. But let's have a look at that now, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with my little red house. Oop, I've already told you what that I've painted it red, but that's cool. Okay, so these are some other options that you've got for signs. She is strong, Proverbs 31:25, grow in grace. Beautiful, fun options there, and of course this one here. You could do this same idea with. Running out of space on my table. Okay, I'm going to add this to my wet cloth here, make sure I've got all my brushes covered up. Let's have a look. And then we'll work on my house. Oh, look, it's all sticking. Wow, it's given a really good seal there. Wow, I love it. What do you think? This is a great set to do this with. So many different fun ideas. Look at that, there's our t-shirt idea. Be the reason someone smiles today. See how the white is kind of chalky looking? So if I add a second coat to that, it might be brighter. But there's the, if you missed how I did the sunflower using that sort of blendy method, you can have a look at that.